So, I have my wheel, my trusty Toika Irene, who I have recently put in wax, so she's looking rather lovely. I have my fluff, my combs and some extra fluff if I need more, a bag with sunscreen, a raincoat, a sun hat and a cardigan for when it's cold. It also holds my spindle for, you know, to have something to do when the workshop is not going on. So it seems like I'm ready. Yeah. But I'm also way too early. Like, the campgrounds only go open at 10 and it is now 8:30. That's a little bit too early. Even though I have to drive all the way up to the Netherlands, it is still too early. You know what that means. Let's get started with some Zwartbles. Yes! Let's go! You must see, right, why I was so excited about this. Just look at that rich brown color. Look at the fuzzy little straggly, scraggly, waggly bits. Yep. I am once again head over heels in love with Zwartbles. Okay, now let's drive ourselves to the origin country of this breed, the Netherlands. So I drove all the way to the Netherlands for a masterclass in spinning thin by the multiple times world record holder Jan Zandbelt, who showed us all the tiny tricks and tips and accommodations you could use just to spin the thinnest tendoor for the longest piece of yarn. I even got one of his own handmade bobbins that will fit my Bernadette. It's a special mini one, which is cool because now I can actually say that for the first time in life that Bernadette has been here, she has 3 bobbins. The completed look of my Toika Irene. So my phone actually had difficulties focusing on the yarn that I was spinning, so I hope my camera does a better job. This is plied already, by the way. Yep. This is the thinnest yarn I have ever spun. But at one point it just started raining and we had to quickly pack up all our things, and I just shoved my wheel into my car, and now I've got all kinds of curlicues that I have to work out, and then I can continue plying this yarn. I think I might do that today, like in front of the television. And a little gift basket I got from one of my fiber friends that I hadn't seen in over a year. Thank you, Jillian. In total I used 2 of my Kampiskap donuts. That is, of course, like 20% of all the things that I have carded. I brought way too much, but that was a good thing, because now I traded some of my Kampiskap for some lovely bloody men. I think I had the better part of the trade, but don't tell them. I think the thing I learned the most today on this masterclass was more confidence in myself when working with this wheel, and a renewed love for this wheel. Have you seen what you just did? What yarn you just spun? Good, Bernadette. Very good. Very, very good, Bernadette. Good morning. I realized that I did not properly sign off last night and did not wish you a good night. I'm so sorry. I hope you can forgive me.
I hope those people are still going on holiday.
Before we continue spinning our lovely Zwartbles, I still want to talk a little bit about my thinnest yarn, because actually this is my thinnest yarn ever. Did I show you how thin this actually is? It is 63 meters. And I wanted to say, like, Jan Zandbelt complimented my thin spinning, as in I should participate in the competition. But I thought that was really fitting. Like, for the competition, a lot of people buy specialized breeds like Polworth to get really fine yarns, and I went with Kempis schaap. I got this yarn out of a Kempis schaap that isn't even bred for their wool. It's just a lawnmower at a local heritage site, but I still got this funny yarn out of a local breed, and I think that it's just so on brand for me. I'm absolutely incredibly proud of this little skein, and I kind of want to use it for embroidery. Yeah, I think I might embroider some things, like combine it with some mending maybe. I think that would be really cute. So I think that was everything about my little mini skein that I did yesterday during the masterclass, and now we can get a masterclass in Zwartbles spinning. I say a masterclass in Zwartbles spinning because it is today the 21st of July, which is Belgium's national holiday. Yes, my friends, I have the entire day off. It'll be an entire day of spinning, and I know for the cyclists this is a rest day, but I want to make it a time trial for myself and try and spin as much of the Zwartbles. Like, I did almost half a bat in half an hour yesterday. I'm zooming through it. How much can I get done on an entire day? It is 9:30 this morning. Let's count. I do hope that after my masterclass in thin spinning I can still get the thicker yarn I desire for this Zwartbles. I think so, yeah. I'm getting more and more confident in my own abilities as a spinner. I think up until last year maybe I was just always spinning my own default thickness and didn't really feel like I was the one in control over my yarns and how thick I wanted them. But I think this year, yeah, I've got to that point that I can be like, I want this thick a yarn and I shall spin it thus. It is a little past 10 o'clock and we have finished a first bobbin of Zwartbles. Yes! I think, however, I must practice a little bit more on the consistency of my thick spinning, of my thick long draw spinning. It's not entirely consistent, there are really thin parts in there, but that's okay. I think, firstly, Tour de Fleece is just the right period in the year, the right challenge in the year to practice stuff like that and to teach yourself new tricks and techniques in your favorite crafts, which is spinning, of course. Secondly, the plan that I have for this, the vision that I have for this Zwartbles is a cardigan, but like a very rustic cardigan, and I want to design it myself. This means that I don't have to force the yarn into design, but I have to force a design for the yarn. It is a design challenge for myself that this yarn isn't entirely consistent. And it kind of excites me. I don't know, it's all part of getting more confident in my craft. I feel like it could be beneficial for my other hobbies to also have such a Tour de Fleece kind of period or challenge, just to teach myself or to get myself reacquainted with it, especially sewing and weaving. Maybe such a challenge will also bring back the urge to, do something with it, because I have been actually contemplating selling my bigger loom because it's just not going to happen. My weaving journey is very stagnant. I have warped it. There is about a meter of cloth on there, and then nothing. I don't know what it is. Is it the loom itself being rather uncomfortable to work with? And maybe it would be helped if I indeed sell that one and then get like one of those nicer rigid heddle looms with the capability of having two heddles, and then I can still make twill and such. Maybe that could work. Or it might just be the case that weaving just isn't the craft for me. and then I'm glad that this loom wasn't all that expensive. But I think with sewing, like a challenge would get me to sew more. Yeah, because I know that sewing is something that I enjoy doing or have been enjoying doing. And we're a little bit over an hour further, and that is the second battle already. Woohoo! Time trial. I'm doing really good. Channeling my inner Remco Evenepoel. Well, when he's not faced with a mountain, of course. I might be coming into bobbin chicken territory with this spin, but where I am safely and knee deep at is brake band chicken territory. I cannot put my brake band any tighter than this, and it is already having troubles getting it all pulled onto the bobbin. So please pray for me and my brake band that it doesn't break. I don't think my following bats should be much bigger, because, yep, that's getting into bobbin chicken territory. Very much. Like, I still have some room here, but not much. We've moved inside because it's raining. Because what would a Belgian national holiday be without our drache nationale? And just around noontime, I finished my first Zwartbles skein, the first chongus. As you can see, of a bulky weight. It's crunchy soft. It's going to be an amazing cardigan, I can see already from just this skein. Now, as today is a time trial, let's make at least another one. I forgot my water bottle inside. So it has stopped raining for a bit and the sun is shining again, and the atmosphere in the studio instantly became oppressive. And depression is not a vibe that we live for. Now, a vibe that I do live for is the fact that I have spun another bobbin. The fact that I'm planning to design my own cardigan for this yarn really is one of my crafting dreams. It is #knitters goals for me to be able to make your own thing from scratch and not having to rely on a pattern, but just know how a garment works, how many stitches you need in this yarn, and how you will construct the thing. I've collected a couple of books about that over the past year or so, really with this plan in mind of I want to be able to do the thing myself. And that is kind of a recent crafting dream of mine. Like, I would say before that, I was more interested in making a very intricate colorwork sweater. That was like the dream. Maybe aesthetically, that still is the dream, but like technique-wise, I just want to be able to create a really fluffy, gorgeous looking cabled cardigan from scratch. Like, pick out my own cables, design the whole thing. Ooh-wee. Like, the plan has got me so excited. I've got so many ideas in my head and I just need to like sort them a bit. But yeah, like, my knitting dream has shifted. And I think other dreams have shifted as well. I think it was last year when I said that weaving a piece of cloth and then sewing something out of it is one of my biggest craft dreams. And I think I kind of have shelved that dream away. Like, as I said earlier, I'm not sure whether weaving is the craft for me anymore. And taking up such a big project is not something that I see myself doing in the foreseeable future. I will still salivate over pictures on the internet of people who have done exactly that thing because it is amazing, and people who have done that or do that are the most talented artisans in the world in my mind. But that's a dream I have shelved for now. And sometimes you just get entirely new dreams. Like in the package I got yesterday from Cheyenne, there was a sun catcher which I hung in my living room. I made a little video of all the effects on the wall and I sent it to my best friend. And now my best friend and I are planning a craft afternoon where we teach ourselves how to do stained glass cutting and soldering and all the things, because we're like, how hard can it be? And now I have this in my mind of, oh, I want to make a folky flower stained glass piece. Ooh, that would be cool. Everything would be cool. As you grow and as you grow in your techniques and your talents, craft dreams just shift. And that's okay, and that's completely normal, I think. We also don't want oppressive craft dreams. You know, looking at the sky like that, I think we must go back inside. My time trial, by the way, very successful. It is now only 3:30 in the afternoon. That is my 4th bobbin. We can start plying once more. Aha, you're back. Your light went out there for a minute. But thank God you have a rechargeable battery. And you're right in time, we're going to be plying. Second skein. No, a 3rd skein already. Three skeins of Zwartbles in a day. But I think I am going to call it a day. It's 8 o'clock in the evening right now and I am sore. I might regret this time trial tomorrow, but right now I am just super stoked to already have 3 skeins of yarn. The 2 first are 158 meters and the 3rd one was 168 meters. So in total I have like 460 meters, something, already of this bulky weight Zwartbles. I still think that I can practice on my consistency in bulky spinning, but they are looking great. I love them. Can't wait to have a garment with them actually. It's just so squishy. But now I really must rest. Like every great athlete, after such a feat, one must rest. I will see you tomorrow. My day job did that absurdly rude thing again. You know, existing. So today, again, 1 hour to spin. But yesterday I have been zooming through this Zwartbles at high speeds that I'm actually kind of confident that I can work one bat in an hour. Anyone up for some counterfactual history for a moment? Because what if questions are so interesting. And one of the questions that was asked was, what would my hobbies be if I didn't stumble, trip and fall into the fiber arts rabbit hole? And I think the answer probably lies in the hobbies that are shelved because of fiber arts. Then I first and foremost think of creative writing. Like as a teenager, I went to summer camps, both like formally organized ones and just spending a week at my auntie's, who is an author, just writing, creative writing. And I really liked that. It was also the reason why after my master's in history, I went and got a master's in journalism. If I hadn't fallen headfirst, knee-deep into the fiber arts rabbit hole, I think I would right now be plugging away at like a young adult fantasy novel or something. And it's not that I don't write at all anymore. It's just that it's right now not my hobby, it's my job. I work in communications and I am also the editor for our magazine. So yeah, that would be the first pick of my hobbies without fiber arts. Even though it is really strange to imagine my life without fiber arts, because I have been knitting since I was 6 and crocheting since 11. Another hobby might be photography. Like I used to collect, or I still have them, but I don't actively collect them anymore, vintage cameras, and I took them on like little photography trips, shooting whatever I found on my hikes and stuff. I still take an analog camera with me when we go on holiday and stuff, but it's less. I do it a lot less. And then, well, with the vintage cameras, we touched upon it very briefly as well, but I'm a person who likes collecting things. I collect fossils, shells. I have collected stamps as a kid. I like the hunt and then the exhilarating feeling of finding something that you haven't seen before and oh my god, yes, it's this thing. And now this hobby isn't on the back burner, but maybe some of you don't know that next to fiber arts, I also dabble a little bit in visual arts. In June, I actually graduated from my second course at the higher education art school that I go to. Here are some examples if you are curious. Now, if I would have to think of a hobby that I did not practice in the past or am not actively practicing now, then I think what could be a replacement for fiber art might be gardening. Like I have a garden and I really enjoy the harvest that it gives me and all the little things that grow around, but I don't actually make time to do actual gardening, like growing vegetables. And I think if I would have more time, in this example, if fiber arts wasn't my hobby, then I think I would really enjoy actually gardening. This particular bat actually has a lot of gray in it. It's really interesting to see all the different vibes of Zwartbles in all the different bats. And there are no dye lots on hand-spun yarn straight from a fleece, but I've got a feeling that all my skeins will just look slightly different, but that's going to be fine. It's going to be fine and probably very glorious. So as predicted, I only needed a little bit more than an hour to fill up this bobbin. Yes, we're making progress. I would, by the end of this week, love to have at least 2 more skeins of Zwartbles, because then I think we're getting into sweater quantity range, like around the 700 meter mark or something. And I also, as I said in a previous video, want to finish my Turkish spindle spin. But especially the Zwartbles spin, I'm looking so forward to all of this yarn. But you all know that, and because you know that, there actually is a Zwartbles shortage in a couple of shops, and I will take full blame to have caused the 2025 Zwartbles shortage.
Anyway, my hour is done. I'm going to edit all of this. But before I do that, I will tell you that yes, of course, Team Chaos Goblin has been spinning like crazy again. With this being the meters and this the yards. Yeah, on Sunday it'll be the last multi-day vlog of Tour de Fleece, so if you would like to stick around for that, or generally just like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe, but of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. But if you haven't watched the rest of Tour de Fleece, here it is.